You're streaming live now.
Great.
I don't know how that happened, but way to go, Jen.
Takes a village, takes a team.
Got it. Let's go.
Wonderful. Shabbat Shalom. That's such a beautiful picture from Dale Lazar. These different colors shining through our windows and bringing such beauty into the day and beauty into Shabbat. I'd like to begin with an Oseh Shalom, that if you were with us last Friday night. Our IG choir, our intergenerational choir, learned this Oseh Shalom, which I think is just great. It's just a beautiful setting, and they did a wonderful job with it. And we offered it to Rabbi Gibson for his last Shabbat at Temple Sinai, that he should always have peace. We know he brought us all so much peace and so much joy on Shabbat. So it goes like this. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Again. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. That's pretty much the whole thing. So I want to do it now. We'll come back to it later after we have private prayer time. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Be'imru amen. Always need to remember that that's a prayer, and we all join together in amen, that this prayer should be so. If you have candles nearby, please join me in lighting yours, or just enjoy the light. And it's traditional to bring the light in 3 times. And cover our eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshenu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. And it's always so special after having my eyes covered to then open my eyes and sort of see in you the bright lights of Shabbat. So, if you have loved ones nearby, or if you have loved ones nearby in your heart, we can include them in our prayer, Yivarechecha. This is a blessing for children traditionally, but I think it's a blessing for all of us. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Everyone, shalom, shalom, yasem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom, 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 yasem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom. Whoever's near you, give him a big kiss, give him a big hug, or send your prayers their way. It's traditional now to rise for Kiddush, and please join. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kadshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. As I sit down, I'll let you know that one of the things that I find is so special when we say the words of Kiddush is that a variation of the root word for Kiddush, Kadosh, Mekadesh, Mekadesh, various variations on that appear throughout the Kiddush. And that's all about the holiness that we are creating by setting this time aside. And it feels really good to be together. Yalla, yalla, la, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 join me. Neranna l'Adonai, Nahariya l'tzur yishenu, v'kadema panav b'todah, b'zmirat nariya lo, lechu neranna l'Adonai, Nahariya l'tzur yishenu, v'kadema panav b'todah, b'zmirat nariya lo. La 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. we will greet this Shabbat bride. So I love that Shabbat is greeted with this image, as I've said sometimes before, of a bride, and not only the joy and but also the hope and that potential for what can be. And let's bring that into our Shabbat. I'm going to make this just a teeny bit lower. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem ol tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nacha ki hi mekor ha'beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat techila lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Hitoreri hitoreri ki ba'orechu miori uri uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. If you can, please rise, or at least turn your attention perhaps towards whichever way you welcome people in, and Bo'ichat v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala toch emunei am segula bo'ichala bo'ichala lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat lekabela. So now we've done it, we've welcomed in the Shabbat bride, and I hope you're already feeling the difference. So these words, Tzadik hatamar yifrach, in the Psalms, the righteous bloom like a date palm, like a cedar in Lebanon they thrive. And that word tzaddik is what always captures my attention, and what it is to aspire always to be the best we can, and to be tzaddikim. Tzadik hatamar yifrach, ke'erez bavanon yizkeh yizkeh. Tzadik hatamar yifrach, ke'erez bavanon yizkeh yizkeh. Shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Tzadik hatamar yifrach, ke'erez bavanon yizkeh yizkeh. Tzadik hatamar yifrach, ke'erez bavanon yizkeh yizkeh. Take a deep breath, and let's, now that we've welcomed in the bride of Shabbat, now we welcome in the angels of Shabbat. And it's said that Shabbat kind of brings a little extra to us. And so we will welcome them in. Shalom Aleichem, come in peace, or make peace be upon us. Malachei Hasharet. The Malachei Hasharet are those angels from above. And at the very end, we'll wish them an early goodbye, if you will, and knowing that we're welcoming them back again next week. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni. I'm sorry, Boachem. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Again, I hope you feel the difference of what we're inviting into this special time, whether you think of them as angels and brides and hope and promise. Whatever it is, it's something that's going to help to make Shabbat special. So if it's comfortable for you to do so, you can join me in rising as we begin with the Chatzi Kaddish that welcomes in, that bridges us into the Mariv service, into the core of the evening service. Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah V'almad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala uv'izman kariv yimeru Amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach La'olam le'al me'al maya yiparach Yiparach v'shabach v'par v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei l'kudesha Brichu le'ela min kol barchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'yamav v'yimeru Amen. And while we're up, if we're not overdoing so, we traditionally face towards the east and we say, Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. There are always two blessings before the Shema. And in the evening, two blessings that follow the Shema. And I like to think of it as sort of two big arms in a hug on each side of the Shema. This one is just for the evening. It's a very universal thought, or has universal themes about not taking for granted all these changes in the universe as day turns to night, and we know that night will turn into day again, and the stars will stay in their alignments, and the universe will be as it should be. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bidvaro mariv aravim Bechokma potech sheharim וביטונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו, לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה. And join me in the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochenu v'kumenu, Nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'b'mitzvotecha, Le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yamenu, ve'orech yamenu, Uvahem negeh yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. Ve'avatecha tesir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. We cover our eyes in concentration and block out everything but these words. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Olam Va'ed. We join together in the words of the Ahavta. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And let's join with these words in English on our screens. So you shall love what is holy with all your courage, with all your passion, and with all your strength. Let the words that have come down shine in our words and our actions. We must teach our children to know and understand them. We must speak about what is good and holy within our homes, when we are working, when we are at play, when we lie down, and when we get up. Let the work of our hands speak of goodness. Let it run in our blood and glow from our doors and windows. We should love ourselves, for we are of God. We should love our neighbors as ourselves. We should love the stranger, for we were once strangers in the land of Egypt, and have been strangers in all the lands of the world since. Be quiet and listen to the still small voice within that speaks in love. Open to that voice, hear it, heed it, and work for life. Let us remember and strive to be good. Let us remember to find what is holy within and without. Adonai Elohechem Emet. So that word emet is the word meaning truth. And it connects us to this next prayer, the blessing for geula, for redemption. And I like to say for God bringing us to new places in our lives. And so we can join together thinking about that. There is no singing without God. God's glory fills the whole world. To realize this is within our reach and too often beyond our grasp. There is no music, no worship, no love when we take the world's wonders for granted. Let us open our eyes and rejoice. Let us open our hearts and sing. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. And as we think about what direction we may want God to help us get to, a new place we may want us to get to, you can also think about the safety that we all ask for, the shalom, the completeness, the wholeness, not only for ourselves and our community, but for the whole world. Join me. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu malkeinu Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom aleinu. Spread over us the sukkah, the canopy of your shalom, upon us and upon all of Israel and upon Jerusalem. Ready? That's a little too high. I'm not ready. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And in 6 days, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And on the 7th day, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Okay. Now, it's time for us to turn again towards the east, physically, in our hearts, however we may do it. If you're comfortable doing so, please join me in rising. And this is how we bring in these words of our Amidah, how we begin our Amidah, which technically begins on the very next slide. But first we ask for that ability to express ourselves. And we can say, Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, Ufi yagid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, Ufi yagid, Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora, El Elyon, gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטב, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחייב, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. With those words of kadosh, of sacredness, of holiness, of specialness, and of sanctity in our lips, we can have a seat and join together with this special blessing for Shabbat. Let us hallow the Sabbath day, and let us keep it in remembrance of creation and the covenant, as we bless the source of life. So we are blessed. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. And let's continue together. O God, may we always say and do what is right and good, wherever we live, in this country, in the land of Israel, anywhere. May we understand that you are our God. We turn to you in prayer. Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. And part of that prayer is thanks. And so that's what that word hoda'ah at the top of the page looks like, at the top of the slide. Hoda'ah, from the same root as todah. We say thanks. And it is said that in Jewish tradition, you say 100 blessings. You strive to say 100 blessings a day, whether we do it or not. I think that it's something worth considering, to take out a moment and consider throughout our day what there is to be thankful for, and how that would change every moment of every day. So let's join in this modim that that we've done before. Modim, 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 anachnu lach. Modim, 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 anachnu lach. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu. I will give thanks for the sunshine, I will give thanks for the rain, I will give thanks for the good times, pray they come again. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu. I will give thanks for my life, I will give thanks for your love, I will give thanks for your goodness. You know I never get enough. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach. And join me. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha. How good is your name? Ulecha na'el hodot. Or your name is goodness and you are worthy of thanksgiving. And how good is your name? Every Amidah ends with a prayer for peace. Shalom Rav. That word, I used that word last week when we said Shalom Rav to Rabbi Gibson. Rabbi, may you go in peace. May you always have peace. In this prayer, what Rav can also mean is abundance. May you have abundance, abundant shalom. And yes, we all wish that for him, and we wish it for ourselves, and we wish it for the whole world. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Again. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom. May God bless His people Israel and beyond with peace. Now clearly, those may not have addressed all the prayers in your heart. Let's take a few moments, and we can all take our private time for our own personal prayers, and then we'll join back together with that Oseh Shalom with which we began. Take whatever time you need. You'll join us in Oseh Shalom when you're ready. This is a time for peace. So enjoy the peacefulness in your prayer. I hope that this melody lifts you as you come out of your prayer. And join together in this prayer that we all need so much for a sense of completeness, of wholeness, and of what this world can be. Oops. I need to put that up a teeny bit. That's why. A little more than a teeny bit. There we go. That's better. Let's start at the beginning with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol, not just Yisrael, but kol ha'olam. Ha'olam, all the world. You can say Amen. This time in our service, we turn our attention to those who are in need of healing, to those who may or may not be able to tune in with us today, but those who could use a boost, those who could use a little extra prayer for their own personal healing, for the healing of their soul, for the healing of their body, for the healing of the spirit. You can think of the healing again that this world needs and send these words of Mishaberach beyond all of us as well. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheberach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Okay. Well, so I'm going to add a little Torah, a little more Torah, right? We have some words in our Torah that we've already chanted together and sung together this evening. But I want to add a little more Torah from this week's Parshat, the Parshat that we will be reading tomorrow morning, Parshat Chukat, in the fourth book of the Torah, in the book of Numbers. So our story of the Israelites' wanderings continues in this week's Parshat, Chukat, as they work their way and, frankly, kvetch their way through the wilderness of Sinai. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the Torah suddenly tells us, quote, Miriam died there and was buried there. And just 11 verses later, God says to Moses and Aaron, because you didn't trust me enough to affirm my sanctity in the sight of the Israelite people, you shall not lead this congregation into the land that I have given them. So quite suddenly, this community of people faces the fact that their three primary leaders for 40 years, Miriam, Moses, and Aaron, would no longer be their leaders. Miriam is gone, and Moses and Aaron would not lead this congregation into the land, as the Torah says. So what on earth happened in those 12 verses? Well, as we had already said, Miriam, Moses and Aaron's sister, has died. It was she who followed the infant Moses along the Nile until he was given a second chance at life by Pharaoh's daughter, a spirited leader in her own right. The life-giving force of water was said to follow along with Miriam as the Israelites traveled through the desert. This is why you may be familiar with the practice that we have now of including a Miriam's cup at many of our Passover Sederim. So, immediately after her death and burial, the Torah states, quote, the community was without water, and they joined against Moses and Aaron. The people quarreled with Moses. Why did you make us leave Egypt to bring us to this wretched place? There is not even water to drink, the Torah says. The text goes on to say that Moses and Aaron fled from them and fell on their faces, presumably in fear. God addresses Moses then, saying, you and your brother Aaron, take the rod and assemble the community, and before their very eyes tell the rock to yield its water. Thus you shall produce water for them from the rock and provide drink for the congregation and their beasts. So Moses took the rock from before God, from before the Lord, as he had commanded him, Moses and Aaron assembled the congregation in front of the rock, and he said to them, "Listen, you rebels, shall we get water for you out of this rock?" And Moses, the Torah goes on to say, raised his hand and struck the rock, not once but twice, with his rod. Out came copious water, and the community and their beasts drank. So here at the end of these 11 verses, 11 verses plus 12 that I said before, God rebukes both Moses and Aaron and tells them that they will not be culminating their 40-year journey as leaders. They will not be leading the people into the promised land because they did not trust God enough to affirm God's sanctity in the sight of the Israelite people. And we learn later that not only will Moses and Aaron not be leading the people into the land, they will not be entering the land themselves. So what exactly was their transgression? Didn't Moses get the people the water that they demanded? Why did God want them off the proverbial podium? And actually, I've been very troubled by these passages for a long time. God seems to be so touchy and acting with retribution. The punishment delivered to Moses and Aaron seems to be just completely disproportionate to Moses' disobedience in striking the rock rather than in speaking to it. So what is Moses' and Aaron's sin, and why is it so egregious that God removes them from their roles of leading the people to the promised land? Well, generally, there's an explanation offered that instead of speaking to the rock, Moses instead loses it, as we heard, and strikes the rock twice. But Dr. Jacob Milgram, Zichrono Livracha, professor of Bible and renowned Torah scholar, offers another answer, citing several earlier commentators. He points to the verse in which an exasperated Moses says, "Listen, you rebels, shall we get water for you out of this rock?" Right, as we read before. Moses does not say, "Let God bring about water for you from this rock." Oh no. Moses says, "Shall we get water for you out of this rock?" So Moses presents himself and Aaron as the ones who will perform this miracle, as godlike deliverers of the water from the rock. Moses thus seemingly elevates himself and his brother to the stature of God, and in so doing effectively presents himself and Aaron to the community as the ones who will bring them life-giving water from the rock. Immediately after the water is delivered and drunk, God acts. There's only one God, one deliverer. Moses and Aaron have abused their power, and this must never happen again. But Aaron? He didn't make any such declarations. Indeed, Aaron doesn't seem to do anything. He stands by his brother and does not intervene. What could he have done? Aaron can speak for himself, we know. Quite well, in fact. We know that back in Exodus, Aaron was Moses' wingman, if you will, in front of Pharaoh. Aaron could have said, in this case, people, "My brother Moses means to say that God will bring forth the water from this rock." But when it counts in front of the community of Israel, Aaron remains silent and does nothing to intervene or to ameliorate the situation. And as such, God treats his complicity accordingly. Rereading this week's Parsha during this time of enormous national and international reckoning, this passage jumped out at me. We have in it leaders who have responsibility for the welfare of the entire community. From Sinai, they've been charged with helping to reshape the values of an entire generation who knew only slavery and submission. They are charged with guiding the people toward trust in God, toward more godlike values, toward positive actions that will add holiness to their lives and to their communities. And these values and actions and teachings are passed on to the next generation, or as these teachings are passed on to the next generation, they could march forward towards and hopefully enter the land to which they aspired for so many years. To me, this story reads like the news and the national reckoning that is taking place both in this country and around the world today. We are focused on those who are entrusted to protect the welfare of the community. We've heard tell of those who have abused their power and those who stood by. We know stories of those who have been called rebels, or much worse, by those who are charged with upholding their rights and needs. We have seen footage of those who reached unnecessarily for a weapon or used unnecessary force to overtake the object of their anger or their frustration or their fear or their hate or whatever it may be. And so lives and families and communities have been forever lost and traumatized. The national dialogue is examining a culture that fosters othering and abuse and how it must be reshaped and redirected to put us all back on the path towards hope and towards promise. It includes serious consideration of whether those whom we've entrusted with protection of the public can be the ones who should be called upon to address seemingly benign matters like the safe delivery of a compliant, unarmed, drunk black man to his home. It includes considering whether the ready availability of weapons leads those who have them to rely on them unnecessarily. And just seconds later, that same unarmed black man is shot in the back, dead, for running scared. The national dialogue includes questioning whether the culture in which the officials have operated for so long has led them to take too much into their own hands, to abuse their power, to elevate themselves above those whom they were charged to protect. Does it encourage some of them to decide for others between life and death? And does it encourage others, allies like Aaron, to stand by and allow these abuses to happen? If we stand by, we will allow injustice and abuses to continue, and we all will wander and never be the generation who witnesses the potential and the promise that we can reach. So what can we do? We can take action. We can intervene. We can speak out about what is right. We can vote. We can help the work of the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network and other organizations that fight against racism, that fight for equality. We can join an interfaith vigil that you'll hear about on Wednesday on Black Lives Matter. We can help to protect and defend and promote the rights and opportunities of those of all colors and all backgrounds, and especially those who have not been afforded those opportunities. We can teach our own generation and the next that seeing others only as rebels is the beginning of the end of our leadership and our ability to advance as a community and as a country. Our ability to move forward will depend upon our ability to affirm the sanctity of one another in the eyes of the community and of the world. Shabbat Shalom. We have some announcements for this Shabbat and for the week coming up. So first of all, and I need to remember I think I already got this going, we've decided to start doing a Zoom oneg. Some of you did this last week, and I know it was so heartwarming to the Gibsons. So we're going to have a Zoom oneg immediately following this service. If you want to bring your dinner to it, you want to bring your Kiddush wine to it, just jot down that meeting ID or remember it, and you'll find us on. You'll find us able to talk to one another on Zoom. I have a big thank you for our cantorial program, which is underwritten by a generous grant from Edgar Snyder. We are so grateful for his ongoing support of Jewish music at Temple Sinai. Torah study tomorrow morning on Zoom, 8:30 a.m., and the informal Shabbat morning service will continue, and that will be live streamed also at 9:15. We have begun with this pandemic. We've begun the tradition, or we have been bringing forth to our community the weekly tradition of doing Havdalah on Zoom. So tomorrow night at 8:45, join us on Zoom, not only for a beautiful and a lively Havdalah. Feel free to bring your candle and your spices and your wine. But also, we're combining that with our new Temple Sinai Cafe. So we started this Temple Sinai Cafe a couple of weeks ago. Ben Wecht shared about 30 minutes of his music, or of music with all of us, and we could sing along, and he shared the words. Last week, the Gibsons hosted, and this week we have actually two special treats. We have poetry. So it doesn't all need to be music, and if you have ideas of things you'd like to bring to it, please let us know. So this is poetry featuring original poetry of two members of our congregation, and I'm so proud to say two members of our intergenerational choir, Diane Rudolph and Mimi Botkin. So please tune in to the link that was sent on the email. Sunday morning, those members of my Bereshit class will be continuing with our study of the Singing Torah. We have expanded that to be not just the 5 books, but all of the Tanakh. We meet at 10:30 in the morning. If you want more information on that, I'll be happy to bring you into the Zoom. We have Parsha this coming week on Wednesday at its usual time of 12 p.m. also on Zoom. And this week on Wednesday is July 1st. That means that our interim rabbi, Rabbi Darrell Crystal, will be officially joining Temple Sinai as the interim rabbi. We will have an opportunity to join in Shabbat with him and with all of you next Friday again at 7 p.m. And with that, we'll continue. Please rise, if you are comfortable doing so, for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. If you like, you can have a seat. And this week, we remember those from our community who have been lost to us in years past. Arthur Adelsheimer, Daniel Barish, Wallace Marshall Beckstrom, Dr. Linda Berman, Rita Bernstein, Mindy Davis, Saul Diamond, Anna Elkins and Lillian Epstein, Saul Feldman, Esther Fisher, Fanny Franzos, Dr. Samuel Garfield, Lenke Glodowski, Manuel Gold, Samuel Morris Gold, Laurie Sue Weisberg Goldberg, Sandra C. Goldberg, Bella Goldsmith, and Morton Gottfried, Pearl Gross, Betty Harris, Norman B. Infeld, Robert Cart, Abe Lesher, Thomas McDonald, Beatrice Pollack, Marie Efrenka, Joseph Rakowski, Selma Rosenthal, Harriet Kumansky-Ross, Barbara Rubenstein Rosenzweig, Sharon Siddig, Adolf J. Weinstein, or Weinstein, I apologize for any mispronunciations, Hyman Weinstein, or Weinstein, Caroline Wellen, Pamela K. Wiles, Herbert Usem, and Richard Yorko. We also remember those who have recently departed our midst. Herman L. Lishkoff, father of Mindy Jones, Rita Seltman, the wife of Mort Seltman, sister of Elaine Smith and the mother of Susan Siegel, and Louise Cohn-Lutens, the mother of Jay Lutens and the grandmother of Eric and Evan. If you are saying the words of Kaddish for a yortzeit, or if you're in the period of mourning, please rise along with me and we'll say our Kaddish together. The rest of the community responds to us, and thus we make a whole. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach la'olam u'le'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'ala v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. So, along the lines of what I spoke about and about Parshat Chukat and our responsibilities, and some of the things that we've talked about this evening and that we've brought to mind about where we want to head and our hope and our desire for God to partner with us in moving forward. Sometimes they can feel really overwhelming. So these words from Pirkei Avot remind us that it's not our job alone, and it's not our job to do everything. It's our job to do something. So lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, meaning it is not our duty to complete the work. V'lo ata ben chorim lehivatel mimena, and neither are you free to desist from it. So it goes like this. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la ya la ya la la ya la la la, ya la la ya la la la, ya la ya la ya la ya la la ya la la la. Let's add the words if you're comfortable. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, velo ata ben chorim lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben chorim, velo ata ben chorim lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben chorim. La la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la ya la ya la la ya la la la, ya la ya la ya la la, ya la ya la ya la ya la la ya la la la, ya la 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 la, velo ata ben chorim. We at Temple Sinai wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. Carry it through the world as you move forward. Carry it to your families, and may it be a peaceful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.